This video is going to be a little bit different from the others. So, I made a video and I got a little complaint. And obviously, that was inevitable. I mean, it was bound to happen. And I knew. And I knew that was going to happen. And I knew that it might happen. And I knew about that. And I made the video regardless. Now, I'm not saying this to justify what I do or what I did or anything. But I just want to explain why I do these videos in the first place. In my first video, I did explain one of the reasons why I do these videos, but that's not exactly the truth. The truth is, I'm always very stressed. For the longest time, I've struggled with mental health and all that bullcrap. And I have never really found a way to, I don't know how to put it in words, but to deal with it, to make it better in some way. And this, I'm gonna call it stress, but it's more than that. But I would just call it stress for this video. I used to keep every little bit of stress, every bad thing, every little thing deep in my mind, and I just kept it there. And the longer and longer I became more unstable and unstable, and I felt miserable. 2024, 2023, 2020, 2021 was terrible for me. Like in many ways, it was very lonely. I couldn't really talk to anybody deeply or at all. And one day, I just spilled everything to my friend. Everything. Since that day, I haven't felt the same at all, and it's a positive way. The weight that lifted off of my shoulders was incredible, and that relieved a lot of the stress. And ever since then, I have been so much happier. I've been less stressful, and I had a really bad thing at a time where it affected my life, and I'm not gonna get into that. It saved me from a lot of things. And of course, the reason why I'm doing it here is it's the same reason. It's of course I want to tell my friend everything, but sometimes he doesn't need to hear everything because sometimes he's not involved or that he doesn't even need to hear it. So I come here. Even though I get like 2 views or even no views on this channel, I'm not here for that. There's a feeling of posting here where I feel more listened, or I feel that it's I I'm so emptying myself out of this stress or whatever the shit is going on in my life. And also I use this as a diary to look back on the good memories, the fun story times, and the list of my favorite things, but also on the terrible times, like what's going on now or what other terrible things that are going on in my life. It's to remember what's affecting my relationship in with my people, with my friends and people. I believe that dwelling on the past is not a good thing, and you should never dwell on the past. But I also think the past is important to remember, and this is why I do this. And let's talk about the video complaint. Basically, the whole complaint was, it was none of my business to assume that person's life, which I'll admit, yeah, I agree. And it's fully my fault. I take accountability. So for the future of these next few videos, some things will change. I'll have a 3 video thing explaining and kind of explaining how much my life has changed in the past year. 2025 was a huge change of my life in terms of my perspective on relationships and all these kind of things. And I also make videos that will directly affect what I'm talking about now. What I will say that though is I will not be making any videos about a specific person, which I'll probably make a video about that person, but not anytime soon. I'll, if things get better, maybe I might, but for now, that person's off the table, out of my life. So, yeah, that's it.